It's the Dap It Up podcast, episode 28. It's D here with my fellow host, the Emperor of Erebonia,
the one and only Gunnm,
and Mace Windu's nephew.
Beat.
Yeah, I caught you off guard with that one.
A little bit. I mean, I get it.
This, of course, is my favorite podcast on the internet because today we'll cover some of the latest, greatest news in gaming, like the Iamaherotoo leaks, and none other than Starfield, which is released to, let's say, mixed positive reception. But first, Gunnm, what's up with you?
Well, as an update, I know it's been a long time coming because I think Brendan watches this, so this is for you. Because
for the homies,
I finally finished Trails in the Reverie. Clap, clap, clap. Finally did it. Only took 200 years, but I did it.
I mean, it is a 700-hour game.
So, yeah. So.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, thank you. Like, yeah, it took forever because I'm insane, but yeah, we did it. We overcame it. Now I can play Sea of Stars and the other game that's in the stars, Starfield.
I'm envious, man, because Trails, I just got another hour in last week.
Another hour? How many hours total?
16, man.
Damn.
That's not bad.
What? how many hours in? Gunnm, how many hours in are you? How many did it take you?
About 200 exactly.
Oh my god.
And see, if the past is anything to go by, it might take me 60-70% of that because I'm not as anal as he is about it. But yeah, no, I'm nowhere. So congratulations.
So yeah, other than that, work has been all different. Got a new manager there, so you know things are gonna be different. So there's adjusting to that and working with him. Let's see. I mean, yeah, I've just really just been gaming a lot. Just gaming and working. Rinse and repeat. Mostly Trails, trying to get that finished, which thankfully I finally did. So
that old song and dance.
Hopefully I can work through the rest of this year's backlog. So, but yep, that's about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to probe your mind about that, man, because I don't know how to begin addressing my backlog. We probably save that for a future pod, but what's up with you, Beat?
Not a lot. I've been playing some Starfield since it came out to us plebes. Playing a lot of League of Legends, admittedly. You know, it's my hardcore drug. It's like heroin in video game form. And it's just as bad for you and your mentality.
Yeah, just like Overwatch.
Just like Overwatch, except, you know,
better
monetized.
I can't say nothing.
You can't. There's no words to be said. Blizzard. Oh God, Blizzard. I feel like until this merger with Microsoft happens and some practices change, I can't bring myself to support Activision Blizzard in any way, shape, or form. And I have said this, and this is on record, I will not be buying another Activision title. Period.
How do we hold you to that? I meant to ask.
I don't know. Because I'm on Battle.net, so if I'm not playing Diablo 4 or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, then I'm messing up.
It would be so easy for you to sneak and play a little bit of Call of Duty.
Nah.
And get away with it.
I mean, it would be, but I'm giving you my word, it's not happening. I'm not buying it.
Okay.
All right.
Because look, I'm
hope
just
nothing
saying.
exciting comes out.
I'm saying
we're all playing
because
it.
I wrote down the episode.
It's in
Episode
there.
number 27. I am going to ruin your life. Do you look? I'm gonna give you the chance to back
We're gonna
out.
hold you
Nah.
accountable.
No,
Do you want to put a time frame on this?
Gunnm, we can't talk about holding people accountable when you have
Stop.
such
No.
Mass Effect.
I'm trying to shift the blame. No, look. Do we want to put a time frame on this? Because if 20 years from now, I don't care how long it is, if Diablo 6 comes out and you like, like, bruh.
When I'm 50 years old, I got the shakes.
I am gonna ruin you. So we better find some stipulations.
I will put a year and a half hard ban on Activision games.
A year and a half. So
that means I'm missing the next 3 Call of Duties.
how about I'll be generous through 2024.
Okay.
Through 2020. That's so easy though.
That is,
man.
isn't it? It's easy not to play an
That
Activision
is
game for a
easy.
whole year. That's nothing.
Nah,
Or not
bro,
to
because
buy
you were vehemently opposed to the idea of ever playing one, so we gotta at least stretch that out. Because a year, anybody can do that.
Let's go 2 years then. Easy.
So
2025.
through 2025, okay.
Yep.
Of course, if you
Alright.
succeed, you gain nothing. If you
I
lose,
gain
you
absolutely
lose
nothing.
everything.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's like it's like a binding vow with myself.
I'm just saying, bro. You got faith in yourself. You said
Of course.
Nan Activision.
I'm not buying a single another game. That doesn't mean I won't play the games that I do own already.
Oh, wait.
What?
I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah.
Any expansions that come out for Diablo?
Oh, I can't get those. Can't get the battle passes either.
Hey man, we are human, and I will not think less of you if you cave. Just so you know,
It ain't
I was
happening.
just giving you the option.
They have to. I ain't giving Blizzard not one red cent more. It ain't happening.
Alright.
Dude, if I see a glare in your shades of the next World of Warcraft expansion,
Not touching it.
If World of Warcraft 2
Why would I play World
out.
of Warcraft when Final Fantasy 14 exists?
If
There's
World
no
of
reason
Warcraft
to.
2
No reason.
gets announced next week,
It doesn't matter. It won't matter. I
and
won't
it
be able to
comes
play
out
it for another
next
2 years.
year,
Gunnm, man.
we
It
better
won't matter.
not see you on BattleNet.
You ain't gonna see me on BattleNet. Period.
Hey, look, it's not that I don't have faith in you. It's just that is quite the claim.
It will be a
Quite the. All right. Okay. Hey,
Locked
say
in.
no more. Say less. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm gonna hold you to it, and I'm gonna ruin your life. We will ruin your life wherever he is.
For me, he's over there. But
Okay. But all right. I mean, I'm just chilling, man. I just got the house painted, and we're working on some last little projects before we move out, which will probably be, I don't know, at most half a year from now. So yeah, of course I've been busy, but what else is new? Nothing extraordinary to report. I mean, I have a different colored house now, so yep, that's exciting. Just to have it done.
It's like a totally different color.
Yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it.
I'll put it like this: when I was
sure.
driving past his house, I couldn't see it. I was like, "What? Where is it?" Like, I know it's this color.
It was like, where
And I
am I?
almost drove right past it. And I was like, "Wait, that's it." I'm
No,
pretty
he
sure.
walked in.
Did you have them paint your house with invisible paint? You just got
Something like that.
you got like a Wonder Woman house, like it's just invisible.
The invisible house, bro. He walked in and he asked me, "Did you get your house painted?" And I was like, "Oh, this is the perfect opportunity to make him feel crazy." I was like, "You should go back outside. You made that up, bro. You hallucinating."
Bro, your tone gave it away instant. Like, yeah, he painted his house. I mean, it's
Yeah.
obvious. It was obvious that he painted it.
Yeah, but all right, man. Coming this week, you know the drill. We don't have many this time, but if you can guess the fake game,
Oh no.
you win the round. There's no bonus round today.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we'll resume those festivities next week.
I don't have Erica
But-
here.
Right, yeah.
Damn.
Coattails.
Yeah, gave you a freebie.
Yeah. Oh, you sore. You mad about that, huh?
Uh,
You mad about that freebie.
So he's got to play Baldur's Gate 3.
I should have got it too, but
Here's what we'll do. The next 3 episodes, because we're 28, 29, 30. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Whoever gets the highest score in that time gets to pick the next game. But right now, we're all obligated to play Baldur's Gate, which we have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. On September 5th, we had Chants of Sinar, Trials of Runegon 2, Rune Factory 3 Special. And then on September 6th, we had Baldur's Gate 3 for the PS5, Starfield, topic of the week.
never heard of that game.
Yeah, no kidding. September 7th, we had the Dragoness Command. Well, Jesus. The Dragoness Command of the Flame. The mini pieces of Mr. Coup. Melvor Idol, Atlas of Discovery expansion. And Toss! Exclamation mark. Lastly, today, September 8th, we had Fae Farm and NBA 2K24. Man, the hood rejoices, let me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, the hood definitely rejoices.
What's the fake one?
Bro, can we go over day 1 again? Because I was like, my eyes glazed over when I heard like 3 of those names, and I was like,
All right. Remember, you can always ask for platforms.
Okay.
Chants of Sinar,
What platform is that on?
PC and Switch.
Okay, I can see that.
Trials of Runegon 2,
What platform is that on?
Switch only.
Switch only.
Rune Factory 3 Special,
That's
PC and
real.
Switch.
That's real. I'm not worried about that.
Okay. That was day 1. Man, Baldur's Gate and Starfield really overshadow the entirety of this list. I mean, besides NBA.
Yeah.
But
Besides NBA. What was day 2?
what was the whole list?
What was the whole
September
list?
6th, September 6th, Baldur's Gate 3 and Starfield.
Okay.
It's got to be Starfield, right?
No, totally.
Yeah.
Wait, that was it for September 6th?
That was it, yep.
Oh, the 7th, my bad.
Well, bro, September 6th, if I saw those 2 games coming out, you know, I'm the king of, different bases.
Yeah.
But if I saw both of those, I'd be like, let me at least wait a day.
I'm gonna wait a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, or 3. September 7th, the Dragoness, Command of the Flame. The mini pieces of Mr. Coup. Melvor Idol, Atlas of Discovery expansion. And Toss.
I'm gonna go. See, the thing is, you haven't done an expansion yet, and I don't know that you would. But that sounds so fake. I'm gonna go Dragoness.
You know that's not the expansion one.
That's fine. I know
Okay.
it's not.
Okay.
All right, Gunnm. What you got?
Gotta pick one.
I don't know. The many faces of Mr. Coup or whatever the fuck it was.
Mr. Coup. Both real.
Oh,
Yeah, no
what
one
was the
wins.
fake one?
It was Trials of Runegon 2, Switch on.
Oh, I was
God
gonna say
damn.
that.
I was thinking that one too.
Yep. See, I put it right before Rune Factory 3, so I thought that would have tipped you off. Like,
I
what?
know.
Well, hey, you're both tied. So
For
good news.
last place. Good job, boys.
Good news all around.
Yep, suck off.
All right, y'all. Time for an update. Light-ish news week, if you can call it that. But there was a huge leak that transpired earlier this week. Take it away, Gunnm. You know the most about this, so.
Well, there was a huge leak that came out from a one and only Iamaherotoo. So he called out some other leaks. I think it was regarding Pokemon, like some correct stuff regarding Pokemon before. So this isn't like the first time like he's done stuff. So he called out some stuff before, and he was accurate about it, like 100%. Like he was spot on. So he came out with some stuff about Square and Sega specifically. He tried to get some stuff on Sony, but doesn't have anything yet that's conclusive. So we'll see what Sony has. Well, what they're doing as far as like in the future at the Tokyo Game Show. Because apparently, I guess they got a state of play coming up. But anyways.
Yo, who are these people though? Because there's some high profile leakers in the Pokemon community, amongst others.
Mm-hmm.
Who are these people? Like, are they employees, you think?
No, just industry insiders. Like they have
But like what their position
like,
would be though.
It has to be.
Yeah.
I think it would be English translation for Nintendo. Like I think that you got people who are translating, people who are working in that lower office that are probably leaking most of that.
Man.
So maybe like people in localization, possibly.
Yeah, I think it's localization.
Right. Well, I mean, the things I've seen for Pokemon alone, I'm like, this dude. There's this guy, Riddler Koo. That dude correctly predicted everything about the last 2 Pokemon games. And he just gave hints. Like he was edging the entire community. Just like, hey, what do you get when you put a bingle together with a bongle? And then they'll just start thinking, Entei? Like, you know what I mean? Like just, hey, you remember the story Journey to the West? Or he'll say something random like a reference and then say this latest Pokemon's second initial or second letter in its name is related to just the most obscure things ever. And then retroactively it all made sense. But I'm like, how does he know everything? It's almost like the developers are in on it or something, I swear.
For that specifically, I could imagine that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Nintendo is too old school to be doing guerrilla marketing like that, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
That's why it would be shocking. It
would be shocking.
It worked. Okay. Yeah. But I mean, you got the list in front of you, man. What we working with leaks wise?
So he started off with Sega here. So in one of the bullet points here, he said another Sonic is coming next year, along with Jet Set and Comic Zone, and a new Guardian Heroes. I'm not too sure what Guardian Heroes is.
No clue.
If Xbox was gonna buy Sega, I mean.
But yeah, he said he's not sure on the date for that one. As far as Guardian Heroes, but new Jet Set, new Comic Zone, and a new Sonic is on the horizon next year. I mean, Sonic, when isn't there? It's pretty obscure, so we got another Sonic coming that will be next year.
Wow.
But Jet Set and Comic Zone, I think that's pretty exciting. Especially Comic Zone. So
that's all pretty interesting, yeah. It's weird though, Jet Set coming out after not only Hi-Fi Rush, but what was that game you were playing recently.
Talking about Hi-Fi? Are you sure it's not
No.
Hi-Fi Rush?
No, it's not. It's another one. It's a similar art style. I could have sworn it was almost a spiritual successor, like a tribute to Jet Set.
I know.
You were saying you were gonna play it.
I was thinking about it. I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I don't know. But interesting timing nonetheless.
I just hope one of them is not one of Sega's upcoming super games. I hope not.
If it is, it better be good. It better just be the best game they ever made, man. That's all I can say. The best Sonic, the best Jet Set ever. Beat trying to figure out what the game is. Please do, because I'm
like looking it up.
I don't. I think it.
Comic Zone is a free-to-play game.
Free to play?
Radio. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk?
That's it. That's the one.
Yeah. There we go.
Yep. He found it. I would have never guessed that name.
Okay.
Not me. That would have never happened.
Okay, so next bullet point. Persona 6 is a bit further away than last time I updated. I don't think it's making 2024. That really makes me sad.
It's fine though. It's fine, bro.
If it's true, that really makes me sad.
I was just talking to y'all earlier about Persona 3 Reload. Fully confident that will hold you over. Even if you have to wait another year plus, that's a whole new Persona game, man. Because even as people whether you've played Persona 3 or not, Persona 3 FES, that's a whole new game. So that might as well be Persona 6 for you when you think about it. And then you still have 6 coming, so chin up.
I mean,
he like that's not enough.
Just play through the Trails games again, and I'll take you a whole year.
Did that new series that they announced at the Xbox Showcase have a time window when it was coming out?
I thought next year.
Next year?
That's what I thought. I could be wrong.
I had to look again.
Yeah, but I mean, that alone looks crazy. Atlas, man.
Let's see.
Take your time, because them games are beautiful.
So, he has more to say about Persona 6. Main theme of Persona 6 is black and white. It's still too early to talk about. I'm waiting on other leakers before the floodgates open.
So to summon their personas this time, they swallow a pill.
So the color scheme is black and white.
So, hey, were we talking about that before? And I guess purple. You guessed green, wasn't it?
Yeah, or something.
Yeah. Well, black and white.
I wouldn't have thought black and white.
Nah, never. But hey, they gonna make it right. What else we got?
Let's see. There is another Persona game yet to be revealed. It's a party game.
That's the one thing they ain't done yet. So
Persona Smash Bros.
See, I visualize like a Crash Bash-esque, like a board game, mini game compilation type.
I can see that.
Yeah, I'd play that. The Smash Bros. One, I think after that Nickelodeon All-Stars game, I'm kind of over Smash Bros. Clones. I'm done. If it's not Smash Bros, I'm straight.
I feel like everyone should have learned the lesson that PlayStation All-Stars learned the hard way.
Now, PlayStation All-Stars, I enjoyed thoroughly.
I did enjoy
it was good.
That too.
It still wasn't Smash Bros.
It wasn't Smash Bros. Though. You know?
I think it came the closest out of anything.
I think it was the most successful one.
Yeah,
most successful Smash Bros. Clone.
Which is funny because it wasn't very successful.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, sales wise, yeah.
I bought it.
Yeah,
it was a good game. I played it on the Vita.
But as far as quality, it was the best one.
For sure, yeah. What we got?
So the next one isn't exactly Sega related. This is actually Nintendo related. So Switch 2 dev kits have been here for a while. I can verify it is backwards compatible with a few games tested, new cartridge, new camera feature. So I don't know about the camera feature. I don't know how that's gonna work. I guess that's
Probably like the 3DS work.
I guess that's their new gimmick. Maybe the camera might be AR related. I don't know.
Could be.
Maybe they're going into AR. I don't know with this new one.
Well, with all the other consoles doing VR, with PlayStation doing VR, I mean, it makes sense for them to try to do something a little different.
See, where I thought you were going with that
Might
was,
be their gimmick.
why not do the worst version of that?
I mean, it is the worst version of that, but why not?
I just don't... Bro, Nintendo will always hold a special place in my heart. Why not just make a stronger Switch? Why even do anything special with it?
It sounds like it's gonna be stronger, like according to the other stuff that I've been hearing. But I mean, we're gonna get to that because we're slowly gonna we'll get to that because it's gonna circle around back to that.
Mhm.
So
I feel like the last generation that Nintendo had that was at parity with all the other ones was GameCube, and that was forever ago.
Oh, it was
so what? This is like Gen 9, so that would be what, like Gen 6?
Yeah.
So,
there's gonna be a day
long.
where we're gonna have a seizure trying to remember gen numbers.
yeah.
Talking to our kids like, wait.
So we're on to Square Enix stuff now. So Final Fantasy IX Remake was summer 2024. Not sure about that anymore. Game needs some polishing. That's about it. So it's basically like towards the end of development for the most part. It seems like for that game, it's just polish. So that's cool because people speak so fondly of this Final Fantasy IX game, like it's like the greatest one ever.
Here's how I feel. Give me time to actually play the original game, because I'll play the remake almost right after. I just want more time.
It seems like it's far off. It might not even be next year, so you might have time. But
I want a 10 remake personally.
Well, I want to do another Final Fantasy.
You know what?
A month.
I got you. B.
10 or 8, man.
All right.
Oh, you
B.
got them.
All right, B. I got you. I'm gonna skip to this one just for you. So there is a Final Fantasy X remake in the works. They also say that there is a possible Final Fantasy X 3 in the works, but it has a skeleton crew, and it is not making its anniversary.
Unfortunate.
So it seems like it's I don't want to say early on, but it's a ways off, but it's coming. There's one
10
coming.
remake.
So it is a thing.
Absolutely.
They were bound to do it.
10-3?
Yeah.
Nah, because what we need to do is pretend 10-2 doesn't exist, and I don't need 10-3.
That's what I was wondering. Are they gonna go a Final Fantasy VII route and just retcon a bunch of stuff and tell a new story?
Like I would much rather they retcon all of Final Fantasy X too. That was the worst narrative ever.
I will say this, Square, if you put the same amount of budget and effort into this Final Fantasy X remake that you are for this Final Fantasy VII one, I'll love you forever.
I already love them forever for 7.
For 7?
As long as they keep Titus's laugh, I'm good. That's all I want.
You can't, they can't take that laugh away from us.
Watch, man, they gonna make it all swagged out. He gonna be like, I'm gonna be like, what? Out of all the things y'all could have changed.
Titus has to be lame and cocky. That's like his whole personality.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. If it's true, if it's true.
If this dude is as credible as they say, probably a safe bet.
I hope it's true.
They already remastering and porting everything else, man. Why would you
That's
not?
true. Like, why?
remake 10?
It's free money. It's like at the end of the day, you're getting free money.
Yeah, take my money.
One of the
Take
best
my money,
games
Square.
ever. One of the see, I'm one of those people. I can go back and play old games. You know me, I'm an old head with that stuff. I can play Pong and have a good time. But why would you not take the opportunity to do this game the same grace you did Final Fantasy VII? And introduce it to a whole new slew of people. Make some the same way. You might not agree with this. I think Final Fantasy 15 made a lot of modern Final Fantasy fans.
Dead.
I feel like 10 Remake could do the same thing. Because it's like you know,
it's a good story too. Yeah.
We go back and forth on it, meaning we just lightly disagree that 7 and 10 are the two best Final Fantasies. Like, I think you guys prefer 10. I prefer 7. I know at least Gunnm prefers 10, but like,
I never played
that's
the
like
original, but
I prefer 7, but
it's like comparing pancakes to waffles, man.
Yeah.
So,
but all right.
what else we got to look forward to?
Oh, maybe I should avoid that one. That one's. It seems like a spoiler.
Avoid what one?
But I don't know. He's very vague. He's very vague about it. I'm gonna just say it.
Okay.
So, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth ends with a new protag set up for Part 3. Take your guesses. What happens?
Oh no, that was a spoiler. What the fudge?
I don't know.
That's a huge spoiler.
What do you guess?
I mean, obviously, Cloud fucking dies. I mean, I guess. Like, why would we have another protagonist? He's the protagonist of that series. Or it's, it's probably Aerith.
I'm going a different route with that.
Where are you going with that? What's your speculation?
He's intentionally obscuring what actually happens. I think 2 ends with Cloud's like his whole disassociation thing. When he's in a wheelchair for part of the game. I think 2 ends with that, and then you play as Zack in 3. So it's not a new protagonist. Sense. But in terms of Final Fantasy VII Remake, it is.
That makes sense.
That's what I think.
I hope, man. I hope.
Yeah. Watch me be wrong, though, and we just playing as Kate Sith. Part 3.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna start coping immediately. I would be really sad.
I'm gonna be coping too. Like, what the fuck?
I'm coping so hard with that. That's so sad.
Yeah.
That's my prediction, though, is that all the Zack fans get what they want, and we play as him in Part 3, at least for a huge part of it. Maybe they pull a Metal Gear Solid. We start out as Zack and get to play Cloud for the last third, fourth of the game.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
I wouldn't be mad. I just love that story, man. I prefer Cloud over Zack. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but I just love the world. So.
I mean,
I think
Cloud is kind of pretend Zack, to be fair.
I mean, not when he comes into his own, though.
I think everybody likes Cloud. Come on.
Even when he's pretend Zack. See, I disagree with that, because even when he's pretending to be Zack, he's nothing like Zack.
That's true.
Their personalities, their temperaments are stark contrasts of each other.
Very different.
Yeah,
that's true.
Very different.
In terms of achievement, though, you're right. But that I wanted this to be a shorter podcast but I gotta go on a quick tangent. So when 7 Remake came out, do you remember the party of individuals who were just like, I don't really like Cloud. He seems mean. He's just so mean and sulky. I'm like,
You know how much trauma this boy done been through?
right, that's what I'm like, guy, you wanted another, yeah, yippee, let's get going, guys.
He's
I
not that
found it
protagonist.
I like how whatever Cloud was, because one thing 7 Remake did was they encapsulated what made those characters so iconic. Even better than the original game, I'd argue, because we got to see it and hear it and feel it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Rather than watch some bad pixelated graphics, robotic looking characters with no voices. And I don't, there was some line he said to Barrett when they were in the elevator, and I remember like, oh, I'm gonna enjoy this game. Just seeing the dynamic between them and how much of a dick Cloud was.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed that. And for some people it's like, oh, he's broody, he's pretending to be cool. But I'm like, I would rather that than another freaking Naruto or Luffy.
Yeah, I agree.
Or yay! I'm tired of that, man. Give me a character that's lived life.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like most Final Fantasy protagonists have some layer of sulk to them. I mean, you got Cloud in
Right.
7, you got Squall in 8.
Mhm.
I don't know about 9. 10, you have Tidus, who's working through all his bullshit with his dad. He's got daddy issues.
Recently 16. Like,
You know,
especially.
Even
Vaughn.
Vaughn is like,
Vaughn,
Like
yeah.
Clive?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Clive, yeah.
yeah, it's just,
Well-
I fondly harken back to the days of the shonen protagonist. But I'm not interested in that anymore, man. I'm not. And it's why I like Cloud more than Zack. I give Zack the excuse of when he was created. But playing through Crisis Core, man, I was like, this is the anthropomorphized Sonic the Hedgehog.
It really is, though.
Sonic in human form, hair and everything.
Don't do
Dude,
that.
Sonic.
Don't do that.
All right,
I'm
guys.
serious. I gotta move.
Oh.
Oh my god. He said that. He literally said, if I played that clip, I could play audio from Crisis Core and be like, is this a Sonic game or a Final Fantasy game? People
Edit
wouldn't be
that
able to
in.
guess.
Edit that in.
We would not be able to guess. But this ain't, we ain't making this about Final Fantasy. I just had to get that off. I'm sick of the Cloud hate. Sick of it.
He was edgy before being edgy was overdone.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's probably, I'm willing to take that. Like, maybe that's what it is.
Like, Cloud is the person who inspired. He's the archetype for that kind of protagonist.
Exactly.
Yeah, him and Sephiroth.
Yep,
Mhm.
both of them. So it's like all these recent games that have protagonists that are like that. Well, that's why. It's because everybody liked Cloud back in the day. It was
I found out.
refreshingly different.
Like, I found out about the Final Fantasy VII characters, like, in a whole different game. It's called Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
Mhm.
I was like, ooh, who is this Cloud and Sephiroth guy? He looks cool.
I
was
smacked
dope.
that Cloud down
He
so
has this
hard.
big ass sword. Like, ooh, he's so cool.
That was dope. You know,
Mhm.
it made you want to play the games.
It did.
Because I played 10 after Kingdom Hearts, and I was like, oh, that's who Waka is.
Waka got infinite wrist, bro.
Terrible voice actor, though.
Terrible.
All right,
voice actor,
let's keep going. We
All
can talk about Final Fantasy all day.
yeah. We really good.
right, so is this the last bullet point? Yeah, this is the last one. So Square has a new PS5 dev kit. We're assuming that it is the Pro.
Yes.
So
The Pro.
the Pro.
Pro, finally, right?
Yep. Where?
Pro?
I hate
It's
this
a pro.
mid-gen. I hate this mid-gen upgrade BS.
It's
Oh,
insulting, isn't it?
I hate it so much.
It's so insulting.
Yeah.
But
It bothers.
it's been
it
that
bothers
way
me.
for a
It's
while.
so irksome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They keep talking about, at least over on the Xbox side of things, they keep talking about modular consoles. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
We have that. It's called a PC. You can build it yourself.
What that does is I feel like it strengthens the argument against it.
It does.
Because
It
it's like,
absolutely
well,
does.
because then nobody likes building a new PC every other year.
No.
You know? But hey, great. For people who don't have one yet, I will say, you might as well get the strongest version of it available, but it's a shame that we haven't even seen the extent of what these consoles can do, and they're already like, hey, pro.
Well, I think that half the reason why we haven't seen the extent is that we haven't seen very many studios focus on optimization and utilization of what resources they do have. I feel like every game that's come out this year, a lot of games that have come out this year have been incredibly poorly optimized. I feel like the games just aren't getting the same level of polish that they were in prior generations.
When the PC version of a game is the worst version, you know that's true.
Yeah,
and that has happened several times.
Survivor was one of the PC performance was terrible when on release. It's been fixed. I will say it's been fixed, but it was awful. I'm like, why can't you guys just take the time you need to release a game that is not problematic in its technical aspects? Like, just take the time, QA it, test it on a range of systems. Like, just build it. I'm sure you have a lab. Just use it.
In the future, I would love to have devs or former devs of titles big and small to provide some insight into the industry, because some of the stuff that's going on, it's easy for us to be like, why would you? But
well,
I want to hear it from the horse's mouth.
It's corporate, is what it is. It's the board of directors, it's shareholders, it's investors. It's when you have a publicly traded company, there are certain expectations. They don't always match up with what would create the best product.
I think that tells half the story, and it's also from an external point of view. Because I don't think you're wrong, but that doesn't account for the developers that just suck at what they do.
That's true.
And I would love to hear somebody maybe, like, I'm not saying throw them under the bus, but just tell me if you made a bad game before, or if you were a former member of a team who made and makes bad games, what else would you say it is? Does it end at that? Do you just blame the higher ups, or are people getting lazier? Is it a competency thing? I don't think there's any one. It's too easy to be like shareholders, right? Because I hear that explanation for everything. Shareholders, gotta appease the shareholders. Okay, then when we have exceptions to that, why? Like, why were they able to make this pre-designated deadline and you weren't? I don't know. These are the things I think about in the shower.
Shower thoughts.
Yeah. It could mostly, I feel like it's mostly just like a management issue. Just like management of resources.
On every end. Like, to your point, Beat, like, I agree with you. I don't think it stops there. I have this theory that
I feel like it's more like internal more than anything.
Yeah. Like, the old ways of development are behind us. But it's easy for me to say that as somebody who doesn't make games. So,
yeah,
that's everything.
Yeah, because it's, I don't know. And I think it just depends on the region, too. Because I feel like if you have a Japanese-made game, like, it's more likely, not all the time, but it's more likely
Definitely
to come
more
out,
likely to be complete.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of, falls in line with, like, Japanese work culture, because we all know how that
they will be at the office for 17 hours and sleep at their desk. Yeah. We don't want developers to have to do that in America.
Yeah.
We don't want them to have to, but I'll say this and then we can move on. This is the only industry I know of where I so frequently hear us make those concessions for workers. But like, whenever it's physical labor, I don't hear the same conversation around, well, we don't want to, no crunch. We can't do that. No extra hours, no overtime. But for some reason, I guess gamers and game developers, they just aren't built for life. Is that what it is? Because I don't see the same grace lent to other areas of expertise as I do. I hear all these armchair developers talking about how hard it is and, oh, they got to take a break. I mean, and that's true. But why is it so ubiquitously brought up in these conversations surrounding gaming of all things? As much as I love video games, as much as I applaud developers for what they do and the sacrifices they make, I mean, god dang, bro.
No, I agree with you. I mean, I do.
Yeah.
There is a lack of general understanding when it comes to work conditions in general. Like, just as far as doing things efficiently, budgeting your time, allocating resources correctly. But I do think that I think it's because gaming, like specifically the last 2-3 months in the development cycle for It's Gone Gold, are always like, it's like months of that. It's not like it's a week or two or a couple of days here and there. It's months and months of overtime, months and months.
I'd rather do that than work on roofs for years.
I mean, hey, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm not unsympathetic to it. It's just sometimes I'm like, y'all, can we be for real? Because I just too frequently in my personal life, I see people use these conversations as an excuse to escape having to do work.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying that's 10% of developers, but I know it's some of them.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
So
it's any industry.
True enough.
Yeah, but it's definitely a conversation that needs to be had, and both sides need to be heard. So that being said, I heard of a little game called Starfield.
I heard of a little game called Sea of Stars. I'm kidding.
We ain't talking about that.
I'm kidding.
I'm
kidding.
Hopefully, the developers of this game didn't have to crunch much.
Hopefully
because it is a huge undertaking in and of itself. We all have our opinions about it. Gunnm, I know you've played the least, which is to say you've done the tutorial.
I literally mined some rocks, had a vision, made my character, saved the game. That's it.
You were born.
I was born.
Yeah.
I wish I had more time to play it, but I just haven't. Like,
too busy beating trails,
which I finally did beat. So
you got to make a choice. I'm technically, I'm like a soft 10 hours into the game. I say soft 10 because I started the game on Steam. I had to start over because I didn't realize cross save only applied to the Windows version of the game. So I played for 4 hours ish, started over, and I did things kind of differently this time around. So I have around 10 hours of total play time, but I'm more like 5-6 in to the main story. Beat, how much did you play?
I got like a 20 hours. 15 to 20.
15 to 20. Main story? Or did you do some side stuff?
I completed an entire faction quest. I'd say I'm closer to like 8 or 9 hours into the main story. But the main story, from what I'm hearing, isn't that long anyway.
Yeah.
So I could see myself finishing it like by tomorrow if I really wanted to just do the main story. But I feel like that's not
Yeah.
really the draw of a Bethesda game is just rushing down the plot. But I've heard some mixed things. Some people said you should just beat the game quick. Like you should just go ahead and do that for certain reasons. That won't
I've heard
recommend.
most people say that, like, just beat the main story.
Mhm.
Probably for the reason you inadvertently spoiled for me earlier today.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
I
figured.
apologize.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
No,
I
you did. That was. I
I-
shouldn't even said anything.
I do have a question for you guys as someone that hasn't gotten far. So, have you guys tried exploring? Like, how's the exploration in the game? Is it
Okay.
Which skew of it? On terrain or in space?
like, well, I guess more terrain. And as far as like how easy it is just to travel from planet to planet.
So it's incredibly easy to travel from planet to planet because you can fast travel literally anywhere. So you fast travel from the ground if you're not encumbered or in combat. to a
If you're
completely
not
different
encumbered,
planet. If you're not
which is only
encumbered.
20% of the time.
Try 10%.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can fast travel pretty much anywhere, which is a pro and a con. I would say the ground exploration is kind of, for me it's kind of samey. All the planets, like if you're on an alien planet with like wildlife, all kind of feel the same. The terrain might, like, you have different like environmental factors, but they kind of blend together a bit, which I guess is kind of to be expected when you're procedurally generating a lot.
Movement feels, to me, the best it's felt in any Bethesda game, but with all due respect, that's not saying much.
Oh.
As usual, I'll say this: the environmental storytelling, great. Like interiors and within cities, the plot lines you tend to come across are always, they're always fully realized. There's a lot of depth to it, and you didn't really play Fallout, right, Gunnm? Much of the peaks of that story were experienced in just looking around, and things were spelled out to you if you did enough investigation, but most of the time it'd be like, oh wow, there's 2 fully grown skeletons next to a cradle with a small skeleton in it. Like, okay, this family was huddled up together before the bomb went off type thing. You see stuff like that in Starfield. However, I agree with Beat that when you're out in, not vacuum, what is it? In low gravity, like on the planet's surface, jumping from point to point, if you have a boost pack, it feels kind of like, yay, but there isn't much to do or see. Which I imagine, to their credit, is how walking on the moon probably is. But we've been there before, Borderlands, the pre-sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Insert game here, Halo 2. So
I also would have liked to have some kind of vehicle on these planets. Like anything, a Mako, an ATV, anything, man. Like just walk, running, and you're encumbered, so your O2 meter is gone and your CO2 is filling up, and you're just running across the planet, scoping the little points of interest. But it's like
you don't get like a rover
no
or something?
mount, nothing, nothing.
Really?
Not a thing.
That's interesting.
On foot.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they thought the pack was enough.
It wasn't.
Like a fully upgraded pack.
Maybe.
But, yeah. Overall, man. I'll drop this in case anyone's wondering how we feel about the game. For me, I have a policy. I may have mentioned this before. Whether it's a JRPG, Western RPG, or whatever you want to call it, I will give a game a shift. For me, a shift is 6 hours of work. For 6 hours, I'll play this game. I'll suffer through the cutscenes. I'll suffer through the early goings. If by the end of that time it doesn't suck me in, that's it. So far, I like Starfield, but it isn't gripping me. And I'd say I'm not even disappointed because I knew the game would be at least good, and I still feel that it's at least good. It's just when we play, you mentioned Skyrim as an example earlier, Beat. When we first played Skyrim, hype aside, hype cycle aside, just the first steps in that game were like, oh, I'm gonna go over here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go over there. It was just like nothing else. And I say the same about Oblivion, Fallout 3, New Vegas, even though that wasn't Bethesda. But I don't know, man. Starfield for me is for sure. I think the world, you can see how much care they put into it, and I would never take that away from them. There is a personality that other Bethesda games have, despite how good or middling their writing is, that this game just seems to be missing. There's something like, even when the characters are talking to each other, I'm like, you know? And I feel like those are things that could be somewhat ameliorated as I spend more time in this world. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm right now, I don't like to put a score, but if I had to explain to you how I feel in a number, this game is a very 7 game for me so far. Like if I had to give you a number, it's very 7-ish. And I feel like it has the room to be better because the more I play, the more I enjoy it. But much like Beat, there's a lot that I'm seeing in the game that could have done with some tweaking.
Mm-hmm.
It's the cleanest Bethesda game I have ever played, I'll say that much.
So whatever Gordon says, the least buggiest.
It is the least buggy. It is the least. I haven't run into any, and I haven't encountered any major bugs. Not since I
game breaking.
Yeah, nothing game breaking. Not since I moved it from my HDD to my SDD. Since it's a requirement, you have to have a solid state hard drive to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
But I will, just to kind of echo on what you said, and I definitely agree with you. This, if I had to put a score to it right now, it would be about where Immortals of Aveum was, except I beat that game incredibly quickly. At like a 7-ish. Like it's a good game. It's solid, but it feels like it has no identity. Like when you boot up Mass Effect, it's Mass Effect immediately. It's got, a style to it. It's got a feeling. It's got a tone. The world it has a character. With Starfield, honestly, it feels like somebody took some Wonder Bread and 3D printed a game out of it. Like somehow they managed to use alchemy to transmute Wonder Bread into a video game. Where it's like, it's good bread, it tastes great, but it's
a good example.
It just has no identity at all.
It's a good analogy, bro. Because I wondered this. I will say, I was out of all of us probably the highest on Starfield, just because I'm like, there's no way it could fail, and I'd argue it's been a success so far.
It's like, as far as like the numbers, like it's been killing it.
The internet.
There was a day where it had 1 million concurrent players, and today, Xbox just made a post saying that 6 million people have played it so far.
That means
right.
6 million players.
That being said, yeah, that's a lot already. That being said, though, one of my fears with Starfield from its announcement, to me, when I think Bethesda, I think 2 pillars. I think Elder Scrolls and Fallout. And that was ever since the release of Fallout 3. And those were the 2 games that I expected staggered releases from. I knew inevitably they were going to have to get their feet wet with something new. But if you're going to add that third in-house developed game, how is it gonna set itself apart? And all I could think when I first saw Starfield was it's Fallout in space. And as I'm playing it, and we brought this up in a personal discussion earlier, Beat, when I'm playing it, I'm like, as you said, there's no VATS.
Nope.
And it's the best shooter they've designed to date. But it's just like, it reminds me, it's like I'm playing Fallout 4 without the best part of that combat. You know what I mean?
I know exactly
And then
what you mean.
like, I'm with you on the lack of identity. It's just Elder Scrolls you see from a mile away. You're like, oh, that's Elder Scrolls. Fallout you see from a mile away because they have the post-apocalyptic backdrop.
Yeah.
Starfield, I see the potential in its aesthetic, like the whole NASA-inspired, far future, almost. I say it's akin to Halo, but I don't know how to put it into words. It's like that futuristic, but feasibly futuristic type aesthetic. You know, I can pick it apart if I'm like, hey, is this from Halo, Mass Effect, or Starfield? I'll be like Starfield every day, right?
Yeah.
It's just, I'll just be blunt. It's not interesting enough to me.
No,
it's not as interesting as Tamriel. It's not as interesting as the Capital Wasteland. It's just, it's space. It's space, you know? And it's not, I have to give it time. Trust me, because we'll be talking about this game more for weeks to come. But so far, I'm like, what is different about this than any other sci-fi experience?
And it doesn't have anything. And I would argue that there's a lot of features that are present in other sci-fi experiences that aren't present here.
Like Aliens, this far in.
Yeah, this far in. Aliens.
And oh man, this might seem petty. The Mako. This might seem petty, but I hate. Of course, I barely touched the game. I hate how robotic the robots are. That might sound silly.
Yeah,
but in a world where HK-47, T3M4, R2D2 exist, to play a game where the main robotic companion is just a robot-ass robot. Like, you talk to him and he's like, oh, I don't have emotions. This ain't about to be no AI with an emergent personality. I am a robot. Just like, Jesus, really? Y'all
Why are you even a companion then if you're just a robot? What's the point?
And it's such a it's such a overplayed trope, right? The robot who has a plucky personality and learns to love. But I mean, damn, that's more interesting than just having a freaking glorified backpack walking around. That's what I think of Vasco. Because Vasco in any other game that I can think of with a robotic companion, I'm like, oh, automatic. That's even in KOTOR. HK-47 is the polar opposite of how I play my characters, but he is always in my party because he's that entertaining. But then Vasco is just like,
beep boop, beep boop beep.
Did I mention I am a robot? You know, it's just I agree with you. I agree with you. This game, it's not all there for me, but I have faith that it will get better. It's just, to me, how much better will it get?
Yeah.
Because I'm closely approaching that shift mark where I'm like, okay, put up or shut up, right? Because I mean, even Kingdom Hearts 2's prologue wasn't 6 hours long.
No, it was. Thank God it wasn't.
Oh my God! It felt like when we'll talk about that another time.
Kingdom Hearts pack. When Kingdom Hearts 4 drops, we'll talk about Kingdom Hearts 2's opening. Like, who the fuck
Looking
is
forward
this?
to that discussion. But overall, I like it. It has my interest. I want to see where it goes. How about you, Beat? Overall.
Overall, I would say the companions suck. I would say the variety of the companions sucks even harder. The fact that I can pick between 5 milquetoast people whose moral compass is that's bad, don't do that. And there's a singular companion who's trying to get up to some hood rat shit is a travesty. Because it's an absolute out of all the constellations, there ain't a single shifty person in Constellation, period.
Which is in contrast to what Sarah says to you. At the
I know.
beginning, she's literally like, hey, you might not agree with some of the stuff we do here. And you're like, oh, for real?
Oh, no, I'm excited. And then you find out, no, we all agree with each other pretty much on everything. We're all good people, all the time. The most morally dubious person is the CEO, who is a part of Constellation. And even he's like, yeah, I'm not down for that.
I like how you snuck that roast in, but overall,
I hope the mod community is excited for all the work they're going to have to do. That's where I'm at with it. I hope they're excited.
Yeah, so we got would you say dislike or indifferent?
I am indifferent to this game.
We got a like, an indifferent, and a remains to be seen. Because I'm really interested to see Gunnm's perception, because he has never played a Bethesda RPG. But this could be the best game he ever played.
I agree.
In some ways.
I do like sci-fi and I do like space. So
yeah, for sure.
I do feel as though if you are familiar with Bethesda, the more familiar you are with Bethesda games, I think that can work against you as far as liking this game. Because if you're used to the game systems, if you're used to what Bethesda games are, this is not any kind of change. There's no evolution there. I feel like it's just the same old, but without the personality or the heart.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you haven't played any Bethesda games, this might be your favorite game you've played. But if you have, it's like, oh, this is the Thieves Guild. Oh, this is the Assassin's Guild. Oh, I see. They're just doing this version of that. Like, it's unfortunate, but that's kind of where the game's at.
Yeah, but I'll let you know. Same with Final Fantasy, because if there's one thing we do on this podcast, we don't mince words, man. We're honest. Some of us are nicer than others, but we are all honest.
Absolutely true.
We'll pick this discussion back up next week, talk some more Starfield. Until then, where can they find you, Gunnm?
Well, at like 100 different places. Tumblr, so gunnm.tumblr.com. Twitter, I'm calling it Twitter.
X.
At Top It, the creator. Don't trigger me. On YouTube, at Gunnm921. Let's see. They'll be all down below. I'm tired of seeing them all the time.
You can find them in the description below.
Exactly. Literally.
What about you, Beat?
Beat's own channel. That's it. Oh, and Twitch. The Beneficent Beat.
Twitch. Beneficent Beat.
Occasionally.
All right. You can find me at Goals in Fitness on pretty much everything. I'm working on getting an Instagram page going for the channel. But until then, you can find us here on Dap It Up or on Facebook /Dap It Up Entertainment. So yeah, we'll see you next week. Hopefully we'll have a lot more to say positively about Starfield, but if we don't,
I will.
I will.
I hope.
I think you surely will.
He's going to be the adoring fan.
Yeah, right, yeah. If any of us would be, it would be him. So let's wrap it up, y'all.
All right. Peace.
Peace.